So ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Real Talk with Saieed Ali tonight. Public Utility Minister Barry Shiva Patharat has been appointed to act as Foreign and CARICOM Affairs Minister in the absence of Sean Sobers. In a brief statement via his Facebook page, Patharat said, Minister Sobers is currently abroad on official government business. No further details were provided about Sobers' trip or its duration. Patharat, the MP for Couva South, is also the minister in the office of the Prime Minister. He will assume responsibilities for Sobers' ministry until he returns. So whatever business they are on Trinidad and Tobago, let's hope it's something to do with our country and something going forward. So the President, Christine Kangaloo, has proclaimed 3 pieces of legislation that will take effect on November 17th, marking another phase of the government effort to strengthen Trinidad and Tobago financial crime framework. The proclamation, issued in separate legal notice, active different FATF-related amendments passed between 2020 and 2025. Through legal notice 418, selected sections of the miscellaneous provision FATF Compliance Act 2020 are now coming into force. These amendments update several laws, including the Proceeds of Crime Act, the Anti-Terrorism Act, and the FIU Act. Legal Notice 419 brings into effect Section 10A, B, and C of the 2024 Miscellaneous Provision Act. Those section covers changes relating to non-profit regulation, asset recovery, and information sharing, areas flagged in previous FATF evaluation. Now Trinidad and Tobago, the final proclamation, Legal Notice 420, activates the entire Miscellaneous Provision FATF Compliance Act 2025. The most recent set of amendments expands obligation for reporting, entitles and update the power of regulators and law enforcement agencies. All three acts requires presidential proclamation before they can take effect. So Trinidad and Tobago, those of you who are under the FIU Act, you know you have to be updated, do your thing, go in, register, whatever you have to do. Framework for criminal proceeds is in effect from November 17, Trinidad and Tobago. So it is a little more stiffer now for those of you who wants to do the underhand, you know, things like that. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, the UNC government is serious on cracking down on white-collar crime, black-collar crime, green-collar crime, side-the-road crime, under-the-table crime, round-the-corner crime. So get your act together. They are doing things that's supposed to be done a long time now. So as we move on, Trinidad and Tobago will now enjoy zero tariffs on crucial or critical agricultural exports to the United States following a decision by the US President Donald Trump to modify the scope of reciprocal tariffs under the American tariff regime. On November 14, 2025, Trump signed an executive order reversing an earlier April 2nd directive that had imposed a 15% tariff on nitrogen and other fertilizers. Now, previously listed under the Annex 2 of the Executive Order 14257. Under the revised policy, Trinidad and Tobago benefit from duty-free access for key fertilizers products including ammonia, urea, and urea-ammonia nitrates. This product, exported under tariff code 2814.01.00, 3102.10.00, and 3102.80.00, represent a multi-billion-dollar trade segment with the United States, this country's largest trading partner. So we'll see the agriculture booming in Trinidad and Tobago, hopefully. Economists welcome the decisions, but urge caution, as Indira Siwajan called it a major competitive and political win for Trinidad and Tobago. With the price of chemicals and agriculture product down in Trinidad, hopefully, viewers, we will see if the Agriculture Ministry decides to boost the agriculture sector in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, remember, viewers, under the last administration, we had no growth in the agriculture sector. We are still waiting for yam seed and arrow seed to come into Trinidad and Tobago to be planted and grown to feed us. Like if we depend on yam and yam seed. But nevertheless, that is what the PNM administration offered. Something to regenerate and something to make sure that keep the agriculture alive. And also export. To make sure that the price are down by planting yam seed in our country. But nevertheless, if that is where their brains take them, that's all they have, and we can't vex with them because they can't exceed their brain power. If your brain is from 1 to 5, how do you reach 7, 8, 9? You can't. Somebody else have to come and lead 7, 8, 9. But nevertheless, that is all the former administration offered 1 to 5 for yam seed, plant yam seed, and it will bring down the price of export. What are we going to do? According to Keith Rowley, at one point in time, these people or the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago are stupid. He said that, not me. I'm just saying what he said. So moving along, viewers, Couva South MP Barry Shiva Padarat has announced that the Couva Children's Hospital is set to receive its first intake of young patients in the coming weeks. Barry.
And I'm very happy to share with you that in a very short few weeks, the Couva Children's Hospital will have its first intake of children.
Bringing more good news, Padarat, who also served as Minister of Public Utilities, stated that computerized being produced for students through TSCT should arrive in Trinidad and Tobago by December. Listen to this, viewers.
And there are organizations and institutions in this country who often, when the UNC is outside of government, to shun those who have paved the way for your children to have laptops in their hands as of December 2025. TSCT under me is doing the procurement for the laptops, so that's why I can tell you it's coming December 2025.
Now, viewers, Padarat said several organizations in Trinidad and Tobago have distanced themselves from the UNC whenever the party is out of office. Imagine that, Despite past UNC administration and leaders having paved the way for national development. But nevertheless, Trinidad and Tobago, when one party comes in, people distance themselves. When another party comes in, people distance themselves. So it's something have been going along with the PNM, the UNC, the NAR, and whatever other party they are in Trinidad and Tobago. We will all find these things taking place. Now, I'll tell you this. There are a group of people who would love one party and don't love the other. And then there's a group of party who would love this party and don't like the others. And that is how it goes. But I want you all to understand something. Loving a party and standing up for a party is one thing. But the production and the growth to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago from that party is what we really need. We don't need people in our government there for 20 years. And instead of we have electric bikes, we still peddling. It don't make sense. Going into the 21st century, we're moving with electric bikes. We don't want to move with bikes that's still peddling. And that is the difference. A government that moving the country into the future is all well and good. But a government that is taking the country 20 years backward, you're bringing us to planting rice. And bringing back bull. And bringing back cattle. And bringing back all sorts of long time things. We don't need that. The world is moving forward. So what do you need to go backward? No, you don't need to go backward. You need to go forward with the world. And a government that is carrying you forward is a government should be honored. So I want to ask you something. For the 10 years that the government have been there, the past administration, and for almost, well, let me say 6 months, this government has been there. What's the difference? Can somebody say the difference? 10 years to 6 months. So like I said before, viewers, the administration, UNC, have been there for 6 months. Now it's time that I want to see the government moving forward. I want to see employment start taking place. I want to see the country growing. 6 months, making legislation, drafting policies, bringing it to parliament, getting it passed. Now we want to see production. That is what I want to see, production. Now, in the parliament, for the last 6 months, we have heard the UNC members, ministers, brought out all sorts of documents from what the PNM did, what they didn't do, what they're supposed to do. All the white collar crime. But what I want to understand is that who are being held for the white collar crime? This is what I want to know. Who will be held for the white collar crime? Who will be held for perverting the course of justice? Who will be held now for taking money under false pretense? Who will be held for contracts not being procured properly and contractors are sucking the government? Who will be held for these things? I saw Saddam Hussein bring out a lot of things. A lot of things. I saw Coffee and Doubles, Arnold Roberts brought out a lot of things in the parliament. Both men bringing out things that the former administration did without proper procurement. But the thing is, millions of dollars, taxpayers' dollars, have been spent. Are we, the taxpaying citizens, going to see this money that was taken from the treasury under false pretense? Are we going to see it go back to the treasury? Are we going to see ministers being charged for fraud or extortion? Are we going to see these things? Are we going to see these things in the year 2026? Because both governments will bring out a document, but the thing is nobody ain't being charged. And at the end of the day, the taxpayers are the ones who have to continue paying tax and not getting what we're supposed to get. Look at the roads, for instance. Look at the road in Trinidad and Tobago. First thing first, let me talk about going to work. Let me talk about the condition of the road that we're rolling our vehicle on. Let's talk about that. Contractors absorb or suck millions of dollars from contract. And look at the condition of the road to start with. Those people who award the contracts, those people who are supposed to pass, the project managers on site, who are supposed to pass the contract, are they blind? Don't they realize that they live in Trinidad, they represent Trinidad, and they drive on the same road that they say is okay? Imagine them and their family driving a New County road and they're going like that. But you know what's important? The money in the pocket. The money in the pocket is important. So who will be held now for quality control? Look at the condition of the road we have in Trinidad. Who will be held for that? Let's talk about street lighting. Who is going to be held for street lighting? We are paying electricity. No matter how TNTEC send the bill, we have to pay it. Let's talk about water. How much millions of dollars are being spent on water, and are we getting water that we're supposed to get? No, we're not getting it. 10 years, UNC PNM administration there, and the water woes in Trinidad did not even get better. And millions are being spent. Ask Marvin will tell you. Millions. And for 1.4 people living in a country where oil is being produced, it sucks. It really sucks, The heads that is sitting down behind the big desk and putting their signature, I'm going to tell you something, you better let it stay home. You better let it sell bread on the streets. I telling all of that. Because all ain't better Trinidad. All just make sure Tobago more worse than where it was. And all call themselves now this bright experience expert. But the road ain't no better. The water ain't no better. The street lighting is the same thing. So what do the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago needs to do now in a multi-billion-dollar country to get it right? What do we need to do? What do we need to do? It's sad. It's sad. It's really, really sad now. Viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, but when we come back, I have a person of interest to give you. When we come back.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed. You're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the glaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real Public Concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward, trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So, ladies gentlemen, I just always tell people, when you hear borrowing money from Real Talk Financing, we don't have a problem, you know. As long as you have some form of collateral, we lend people. We lend. We love to lend. We love to lend. I've been serving Trinidad and Tobago for almost 15 years now. Lending finance. Lending finance. Doing a lot of charities. Helping our people. Devon McDonald, Trinidad and Tobago, I want you to take a look at this individual. I have no problem lending, as I say. No problem lending. So this guy came to us, used our vehicle as collateral. We did a search, everything come out good. Officer from Real Talk Finance contact him. He come in, collected his cash, and things was going good for him. Until stopped paying and sold his vehicle. Sold his vehicle. That is what he did. Unknowing to us. You know that people tell themselves they could outsmart Real Talk Financing. You know, they feel they could outsmart a financial institution. But you know who governs Real Talk Financing? Saieed Ali. So he took a loan, read his contract, signed it, everything. Now I want you to understand something, Trinidad and Tobago. I am a licensed money lender in this country, and also in Guyana. Licensed. We just do things by the book. So he signed up all the documents, which was legal documents. And he knew he not supposed to sell the car, but what he did, he sold the car, stopped paying the loan. So look at our document. Trinidad and Tobago, and I want you to read this. I want you to read this document that we have here. That anybody comes to us, when you sign our document, it also says this. You see, our document, the debtor agrees not to sell or transfer ownership of the vehicle listed in the collateral agreement until their debit is completely paid off. Come back to me. So Trinidad and Tobago, he wants to play smart. I have no problem with people being smart. You have to be intelligent in order to survive. That's what we went to school to do. You understand? So I don't blame the gentleman for being a smart man. But what kind of smart man you going to be? And I always tell people, you want to be a smart man, all well and good. But know how you're being smart. Because there are people, and there are police, and there are magistrate, and there are jail, when you want to play a different kind of smart man. So put back up your picture. I want people to see him. Now, some of you might say, oh, Saeed, this is defamation of character. Didn't you just read what our Lord says? Didn't you just read it? So you come here, take your loan, Devon. Company grant you your loan. You come and you sell the vehicle now, even though you signed the agreement and you know you can't sell the vehicle until is either you come in and talk to us, we give you the approval document to go ahead and sell the vehicle and come clear us our money. You understand? Come and pay your debt. We don't have a problem. We'll give you a document. But you sold the vehicle, you stop paying your loan, and you commit a fraud in the process. You commit a fraud in the process. Because that is a legal document you sign. I am a licensed individual. And that is a legal document you sign. So you know what you do there? That is fraud. Oh, Saeed, you're stinking up my name. When you sell the car, unknowing to Saeed, you didn't study that one. You didn't study your take side money and you're going with it. You didn't study that one, yet. So Trinidad and Tobago, you know, I love putting bounties on people's head. Let the whole country look for them. You know, I love to do that. Because I just always tell people, I welcome death anytime, you know. Anytime. Because I understand you're born, you live, you die. I understand that. But the journey from the day you're born until the day you die is life you're passing through. You grow up, you experience, you work, you live comfortable. So that's why I just tell people, anybody could come at me, you know. If I die by accident, if I die by somebody shoot me, if I die with natural cause, I accept death anyhow it comes. So that's why I just tell people, come at me. I have no problem with you coming, but there's no who you're coming at because it's do spirit work. And I'm proud of that. Born spiritually gifted, I've been doing it for the last 20-something years. So Devon, the police will be looking for you, and I'm telling you that on national television. You know why? You stop paying your loan. You refuse to contact the office. You sell the car. People say, oh, Saieed, so why are you doing the man that? Why the man didn't come and communicate with Saieed? Saieed, I want to sell my car, boy, but owing earlier. We would have do things different. We would have done things different. I would have given you a legitimate document to go sell your car and come pay us off. You see, the thing is with Saieed, I am not Scotian Republican. You can't, I'm going to tell you something. You can go by them and take a loan and run, and anywhere you want to hide that, you want them business. I have no involvement there. But you see, coming to Real Talk Financing is something different. You don't come around me with fraud, mister. You don't come around me with no smart man game. Because I am not of that. I did do a lot of charities. I'll tell you something. Something last week, I went and spent close to $15,000. I will tell you this. From money from my pocket what I working for. And you know what I did? A fridge, a washing machine, a microwave, and I just donated. That's what I did. I did that from my pocket. I didn't ask nobody for it. I didn't ask Devon. I donate. Every other month, we just donate almost $50,000 in hamper throughout Trinidad and Tobago. And everybody knows Saieed, charitable individual. I don't have to post up every time I do something good. You understand? But you see when here people want to play a corner inside, you're stretching out your hand to break my neck. I can stretch my hand and do other things. But tonight, after a long period of time, I decide to light him up tonight. You don't come around me and try no fraud game. Anybody take a loan from us and they want to sell whatever it is to repay back, we just give them a letter to go, conduct your business, and come and pay us. Because they go want our next loan again. And we just move nice with the public. But fraud and con man thing is something I don't get along with. At all. Let me tell you something. In my early days of working and saving money, I bought piece of land. I'll tell you this. I bought piece of land. And the man who sell the land have his lawyer, everything, and I say, well, you know what? We go do business with the lawyer, he go transfer the land, everything. And you know what that lawyer did? That lawyer gave me a fake deed after I done pass almost $400,000 buying the land. And that's what the lawyer did today. You would not believe who face they're seeing. And since then, in my early stage in life, I'm talking about, out in the work field, Now I start to work, Save my money. Day and night I'm pumping. You know what? my aim was to buy piece of land and pop a house in my early days. Never con, never rob. My father sent me to school, I take my education, and I grow from there. So Devon, put back. Let Trinidad and Tobago see. You see, you want to play a smart game. I'm not any smart game. Let me tell you something. I don't care who you con, you know. That's not my business. I don't care who you con. But you see, playing this thing game wrong side, that's a mistake. That is a mistake. I don't care who you do what. And that's what I tell people, you know. I don't care who all you do what. But you see, coming wrong me, don't come here with all your nonsense. At all. The box stop right by side. Right by side. You know what I want? Devon, you know what I want? I want what is mine. I don't want what is yours, you know. I want what belongs to me. And that's the reason why I'm highlighting you. We gave you enough time. And that's something I just do. I gave you enough time. The company gave you enough time. The officer gave you enough time. But you decide to play this big boy. I'm just a simple individual in Trinidad and Tobago, you know. Just a simple individual. But the thing is with me now, I'm so simple until I do spirit walk. That's how simple I is. I'm so simple I could say a prayer and make a dolly and stick it in your heart. That's how simple I is. Come back to me. That is how simple I is. But you see, corn man thing, I don't go wrong corn man thing. Not Saieed. You knock on the wrong, you see that act? You knock on the wrong door. I don't care what kind of bad man he is, you know. I don't care who you rob. I don't care who you do what outside there. That box stop right here. And you did it to the wrong man. The wrong man you did it to. So Trinidad and Tobago friends and family, if all you know Devon, tell him call Saieed. Tell him call Saieed. You see, I'll tell you something. People say, oh Saieed, you're putting them up and you shouldn't do this and you shouldn't do that. You should abide by the laws that govern my financial institution and you wouldn't be on TV. That is the difference. Did you work by the laws? No, you didn't. You stopped paying your loan, you sell your vehicle, and you run away. So who lost? Saieed? Bottom line is, I do lose. I do lose. So now, Devon, so now that you want to play, you want to hide and you want to run and you want to this and you want to that. Well, now, I gave you the opportunity after tonight to hide now. You want to hide? No problem. Continue hiding. I make it nice and easy for you. Hide now all you want. Hide. But I know the police going to be looking for you. I know the bailiff going to be looking for you. And I know bandit going to be looking for you. You know why? Because from tonight, there's a $10,000 to anybody in the public. Whether I be the police, whether I be a bailiff, whether you be a bandit. You want to hide? Now is the time for you to hide. Now is the time. You see, I just tell people, one man you don't go wrong is Saieed. Because I'm very, very firm with my business. Especially when you want to play the calling game. Nah, that know me. Wrong door you're not on. So the bandit, the police, and the bailiff will be looking for you, Devon. Since you want to run and hide, I don't have a problem. Now is the time you could run and hide. Now is the time. Because you have something that belongs to me, rightfully. See the agreement that I posted up? I want to let you understand that. I don't deal with con man nonsense. I don't do that. You come straight, we deal straight. Something happen, you come and you talk. And that is me. The straight way. You know what has keep me intact, Trinidad and Tobago? You see the spirit work I'm doing? Born spiritually gifted, it has keep me intact. So that is why, before I light my light, I will come up and who what I highlight will be highlighted. I want you, when you want to play, you want to continue run and hide, I have a prayer room, you know. I born to do spirit work, you know. And that is the different with me. That is the different. So now Devon have a reason to hide now. That's all I had to tell on you. Caller, good night.
Good night, Said. You're a blessed soul. No one can take you before time. You have to be here for a long time, so you have a lot to contribute to our country rebuilding. So God bless you. Sir, what I want to tell you tonight.
Tell me.
This man, Keith Christopher,
I see he's back out.
is he still the leader and Penny and them are just puppets? I have never seen a leader in retirement, you know, who had done so much wrong things and had the audacity to come out and talk about benefits. You remember in Parliament, he tell Rodney Charles, if he like Guyana so much, more live in Guyana. Well, I want to tell him, if he likes Venezuela so much,
go Venezuela.
live in Venezuela.
Yes.
Go and live there. Now, you know, I think this man should be held for treason. Is he telling Venezuela indirectly when he talking about our offshore site to bomb it or to do whatever? Is that the message he is sending? This thing should be investigated. As this man is still sour. We have a prime minister, sir. The country voted you out. Stay out of the politics. Don't tell them what to do with Paris. Don't tell them. Look, I want to congratulate Ms. Prasad Bisesa. Look, all the tariffs gone on certain things entering the U.S. Sir. This is the kind of government. Look at the revitalization. You know, only in today's Express, we see how much, nearly $1 billion, how much dollars money was wasted in all sorts of things under this PNM regime, sir. Every day you see in fraud and embezzlement, sir. What is our honorable commissioner of police doing, sir? There is too much wrongdoing inside. This is why you must take a leading role and champion these causes. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, my friend. So, viewers, we are going for a short commercial break, and when we come back, Rowley warns the government, leave Paria out of refinery sale. What is this trying to cover up? More when we return.
We'll be right back.
Welcome to Real Talk Financing and Investment, a place where your loans are guaranteed and you're rewarded with up to 5% upfront interest on your deposit. Why wait when you can invest with us today and reap the benefits? Speak with a representative at our central branch at 238-6716, 231-6219, or 339-1670, or our south branch at 242-9944, 241-0543, or 339-1670. Real Talk Financing and Investment. Investment company just for you. For you. For you. For you.
At Real Talk Studios, we dedicate our time to highlight the blaring issues we face within our community. Catch us live every Wednesday between 7 to 8 p.m. Real public concern. Because your concerns are meant to be heard. Send your email to realpublicconcerns@gmail.com.
When life throws you a curveball and you need a clear path forward. Trust Real Talk Wrecking Service to get you back on track. Whether you're stuck on the roadside or dealing with an unexpected breakdown, our 24/7 wrecking service is just one call away. Fast response, reliable towing, and a team that's got your back. At Real Talk Wrecking Service, we don't just tow, we rescue. Real Talk Wrecking Service, your lifeline on the road to recovery.
Welcome back.
So Trinidad and Tobago, former Prime Minister Dr. Saieed Ali has warned the government plan to reopen the Point-of-Care refinery could expose taxpayers to new financial loss and potentially lead to the private interest gaining control of Paria Fuel Trading Company. Speaking during a Facebook live broadcast earlier today, November 17, Dr. Ali dismissed claims the refinery was shuttered for political reasons under the former PNM administration. Listen to this, Trinidad and Tobago.
Briefly, I want to alert the population to what is likely to happen. I see the government talking about reopening the refinery. We will be very happy if the refinery is reopened because we all want it to be reopened in operation. But as they speak about reopening the refinery, the conversation is very hush-hush. Nobody has said to us that they found somebody with a supply of crude. I want to let the population of Trinidad and Tobago be reminded the PNM government did not shut down the refinery because we didn't like Roger, or we didn't like the OWTU, or we didn't like refineries in general. It is the PNM that bought that refinery from Texaco.
So now, viewers, I want to let you keep this in mind. That is the same gentleman that said, we know of the government. That is the same gentleman, taking about Stuart Young, who was dealing with Maduro, who could have gotten a sanction. I want to let you keep that in mind. Keep that in mind as we go along. He insisted the closure stemmed solely from refinery unable financial position and because local oil production was too low.
We shut down the refinery because our local oil production was too low. We were buying oil to refine it. We were buying it at 100,000 barrels per day. It had to be paid for on many instances from the Treasury, and that's why today, as I speak to you, the Treasury is still servicing over $400 million from the Treasury that went to buy oil to be refined, and we were losing money by the billions of dollars. Those are the facts.
We were losing money by the billions. So Trinidad and Tobago, I'll tell you something. I'll tell you this. Oil don't ever lose money. If you buy something raw and you refine it and you sell it back, you get 4 different products out of oil, you know. So you tell me how we lose it. What is it that is taking place with the refinery that Keith doesn't want the UNC to open it back? Tell us. He said we were losing billions. Call good night.
Very, very good evening to Mr. Said.
To you, my friend.
And thanks for taking my call. Through the Freedom of the Information Act, Mr. Gary Aboud had gotten information that from the period they was talking about the PNM, the refinery was never making a loss. The refinery was not didn't making a whole gigantic sum of money, but the refinery was not losing money. And I want to know, who is this man? He's no longer the prime minister. He's not the political leader.
Correct.
And here what he worried about. If this war starts, if they could block platforms and whatnot. If I was he, I would have prayed that I'm a silent farm in my goat farm. All the best. Have a good evening.
My friend, thank you so much. Rowley stated that the state is still servicing more than US $400 million in debt, or debit as you would say, tied to the oil purchase of the refinery, stressing the petrol train had been bleeding billions of dollars. So let me tell you something, Trinidad and Tobago. The Treasury is still paying back money mounted to over $400 million in USA. I want you to understand that. But Keith Rowley could have found it fit. Keith Rowley, together with other organizations, could have found it fit to raise their salary. But they didn't have money to pay. You understand what I'm saying today now? But nevertheless, he argued that unless the government can demonstrate a credible oil supplier to make the refinery commercially viable and